Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw. I'm here at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and we're here for the opening of a brand new attraction, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And this just happens to be the very first attraction in Disney that's a ride with Mickey and Minnie, which is surprising. We're going to talk about that in a second. I'm here with Laura, who's a project manager. We sort of call them Imagineers, too. And she's going to explain all about this attraction and how it came to be. And this is Insider Travel Report. Now, Laura, I just got off. I've actually ridden it twice, so maybe we'll go afterwards. How about that?
Let's do that
twice.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this ride. First of all, why have they never done an attraction, a ride with Mickey and Minnie before?
Well, you know what's interesting about Mickey and Minnie is that they don't really have a place that they live. They live in the cartoon world, and they don't have a land like Anna and Elsa from Frozen. And what we wanted to do here was bring them into the cartoon world. Through when you come in, you get to experience a Mickey Mouse short, and then by surprise, you're invited into the cartoon world. And
in fact, I think the screen kind of blows out, and they said, "Oh, well, you can come in," so you become part of the animation, part of the story, right?
Exactly. Once you walk through that screen, you are in the cartoon world, and anything can happen then.
Yeah, and especially when Goofy is your engineer. So you get on the train and talk a little bit about the storyline, because of course every Disney attraction, every Disney has to have a story, right?
Yes. So the story is you are here to board the railroad that goes around the park, and so you've got engineer Goofy as your locomotive driver, and
that's dangerous.
Very dangerous. You never know what can happen, and of course anything does happen, and you get to go off on an adventure that takes you into a lot of different crazy adventures.
Yeah, well, it is interesting. You go to different areas, and a lot of animation. In fact, it's hard. You got to see it at least 2 or 3 times because there's so much going on in terms of the animation. I went to one of the areas where there are 4 different screens of stuff going on. So, and then in one, I remember you're actually in a dance lesson at one point, right?
I would encourage our guests to ride it over and over because every time you do, you'll see something different. There's so many different surprises, and we're just excited that every time you ride, we think you'll pick up something different.
Talk a little bit about that technology, because it's a very different kind of it's a trackless. You're in larger cars, and I guess we should also say this is in the Man Chinese Theater, which formerly housed the Great Movie Ride, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. So for me, actually, I love that ride, and I told the president of Disney World, I said it better be good because I love that movie. Now my kids hated that ride. I don't know why. They don't like old movies. I do, but I have to tell you, it's been a great job. And I love the idea that this is the only ride with Mickey and Minnie.
Yep. We think that, the Great Movie Ride was fantastic, but we're so excited that Mickey and Minnie now have their own ride through attraction. It's at the Chinese Theater. It's at the center of the park, and we think it's a great way to bring them into the parks.
Now, again, it's the cars are somewhat smaller than the Great Movie Ride, but they're kind of floating on, and really they move. And in fact, when you're in the dance studio, you're actually doing the waltz, I believe, and then you're doing another dance after that, right?
Yeah, the vehicles really come to life. They have their own character, and it's just really fun.
Yeah, and there's a combination of animation and then sort of somewhat live action as well, right?
Correct. We've really tried to use the right tool for the right job. So taking new technology and really just using different theatrical techniques to bring the story to life.
Now, what's the secret of really enjoying this ride, aside from going several times?
I think just keep your eyes open. There's so many fun things that happen, and just every time you ride it, like I said, you'll see something new and exciting.
Well, my son has been a huge Goofy fan since he was born. He's now 30 years old, so I'm actually taking some of the ride souvenirs back for him, and hopefully he'll come down himself. But to see Goofy as your engineer was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely fun. We've got all the characters, a lot of new ones too, so it's just a really fun way to get everyone into the cartoon world and to get introduced to all of the great characters.
And this is sort of a capstone for Disney Hollywood Studios, right? You put in your Star Wars attractions, and we have Toy Story, and now you have this, right?
Yes, and we think this is just a great family-friendly ride. Everyone in the family can ride it, which we think is fantastic, and we just hope guests will love it.
Well, Laura, thank you very much for taking the time to tell us about this particular attraction, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. It takes the entire Chinese theater, and which is the centerpiece of this wonderful Disney's Hollywood Studios park. And thanks again.
Thank you.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.